Hello everybody, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a new topic, hygiene and abattoirs and meat plants. So all these topics have been recommended by BCI for undergraduate course in meat hygiene. And hygiene is very important in abattoirs, and this is why I'm doing this slide today, hygiene in abattoirs and meat plants. First of all, we have to see what the plant abattoir sanitation is like. What is important? What are the reasons for cleaning and disinfection? What is its importance? First of all, we have to meet the national and international standards, reduce the risk of litigation, to engender and maintain a genuine quality ethos, to meet consumers' quality expectation, to satisfy the increasing number of customer hygiene audits, to allow a maximum plant productivity, to ensure the safety of operatives and maintenance staff, to help secure the shelf life of the product, to avoid food poisoning and foreign body contamination, and to avoid pest infestation. So scotoma. What is scotoma? Factory blindness. Now what happens is if a person is generally working in meat plant, it becomes mentally blind to hygiene standards and they get used to this. The uncleanliness in the dustbin, the garbage in the and meat plant. So it can be overcome by vigilance training and systematic monitoring and inspection procedures. The soil or deposits, fats, oil or greases, triglycerides or fatty acid vary from waxy solids to liquid, and they are insoluble in water, these fats, oils and greases, and they vary in structure and properties, and there are proteins and carbohydrates and starch. They make up the soils or deposits. Now, this is not the soil that we see in the garden. This soil means deposits in the abattoir. Okay, this soil, the kachra, the deposit, or that on the abattoir. Then there are proteins, complex large molecule, large to dissolve in water, bile protein and gut-based protein deposits, green and yellow tenacious deposits, quick deherring equipments, heavy hand proteins and blood protein, green-brown resistance staining. Carbohydrates and starches, large molecule, it may be insoluble. Carbohydrates and starches deposits may vary from soft and powdery to quite hard. Other deposits are water surface corrosion, vehicles, outside materials. Many different material may be found. None is perfect, vary considerably in the ease of cleaning and resistance to corrosion. Smooth, non-porous, abrasion-resistant inert surface is ideal. Stainless steel, zinc, terrazzo and concrete, plastic and rubbers. Energies of cleaning. Thermal energy. Hot water and steam doubles the rate of chemical reaction. Mechanical energy. Brushes, water jets, turbulent flow in pipes. Chemical energy. Nature and concentration of detergent use. And time comes seconds to hours. So, what are the detergents that are used to clean the abattoir, which is very imperative for the hygiene maintenance in the abattoirs? For example, we have alkalis like caustic soda and caustic potash, and acids like phosphoric and nitric acid, chelating agents like EDTA, gluconate, solvents like isopropanol and propylene glycol, surfactants like anionic, cationic, and non-anionic, and amphoteric, inhibitors like organic, inorganic, enzymes like proteases, amylase, lipase, oxidizing agents like hypochlorite, isocyanurates, stabilizers, and viscosity modifiers. Halogens are available as gas hypochlorite solution, required 130 to 250 ppm, corrosive to metal, gets inactivated with organic matter, quaternary ammonium compound, cationic bacteriostatic effect against gram-positive organisms, non-effective in the presence of hard water and organic matter. Then we have amphoteric compounds. These are long chain substitutes, amino acids and metanes. Surface active, unaffected by hard water. Inorganic acids and alkali, rarely used in abattoir. Tallow compounds, surface active and bacteriostatic compounds. Chemical and physical reactions of cleaning. For chemical reaction, there is like hydrolysis of protein and carbohydrates, saponification of fats, oils, and greases, chelation of insoluble uh, metal ions, and oxidation of color materials, and corrosion inhibition and enzymolysis. And what are the physical reactions? For example, wet karna, penetrate karna, emulsification karna, dispersion karna, stabilization. Solubilization. And then we have application methods like manual cleaning, foam cleaning, gels, and spray and fogging. So these are the special chemicals like gel spray equipment to give a thick viscous layer of detergent that cleans strongly even on vertical surfaces. Foam cleaning for large equipments. Cleaning in place, extensively used for internal cleaning of pipes, vessels, tankers, heat exchangers, and filters. Mainly used in breweries and dairies, it includes time pre-rinse cleaning and rinsing stages. Flow velocity 1.5 to 2 meter per second. The spray pattern and pressure is 1 to 3 bar for low pressure system, 6 bar for high pressure system. Temperature is 82 degrees Celsius. Detergent control, chemical energy and foam control, recycling of detergent solution. So these are the disinfectants, the sanitizing agents. For example, we have the halogens, quaternary ammonium compounds, amphoteric compounds, inorganic acids and alkalis, and tego compounds. So what are halogens? These are available as gas or hypochlorite solution, which is non-expensive by proper dilution. It can be made non-irritative, non-toxic, and odorless. And quaternary ammonium compounds are good cleansing agents, which are cationic and bacteriostatic against gram-positive organisms. And amphoteric compounds, they are क्या होते हैं ये लॉन्ग चेन सब्स्टिट्यूटेड अमाइनो एसिड्स होते हैं, they are long chain substituted amino acids and they are surface active and affected unaffected by hard water. Inorganic acids and alkalis rarely used in laboratories, and then we have tego compounds which are surface active and bacteriostatic compounds which are non-toxic. Cleaning operation. A thorough cleaning of all surfaces is necessary before the application of sanitizers. Floors, walls, equipment, and tools which must be thoroughly washed at the end of day's operation. Sufficient contact time allowed for sanitizer and detergents, achieving optimum cleaning effect. The temperature of water may raise to 82 degrees Celsius for greasy areas. Pressure spray guns and nozzles obtained at pressure of 14 atf per centimeter. And what are the tests that are used for checking the cleaning of the blood? There is swab test and this method, and also the sausage agar test to monitor plant sanitation. So, what are the principles of construction? We have to see the multiple abattoir religion and expense of air and the slaughter capacity. We should have experienced people and the primary goal and the economics and facilities. So, you can see here hygienic principles. First of all, there should be separation between clean and dirty areas. There should be one direction, any unidirectional. There should be pest proof, no cracks, and away from human dwelling, and closer to animal markets and production area, and separate slaughter for different species, and dispatch area and entrance area. So, here is the slaughter capacity, which is compared to livestock unit. One livestock unit is equal to one cattle, is equal to two pigs, is equal to three cows, is equal to five sheep. So what is the size of abattoir? Small abattoir 1 to 2 acres up to 30,000 livestock unit per year. Medium abattoir 2 to 4 acres up to 50,000 livestock unit per year. Large abattoir 4 to 6 acres more than 1 lakh unit per year. So this is the diagram of slaughterhouse. First of all, we have the entrance area. From here the animal comes from entering. Here it is. Animal enters the slaughterhouse and then it is taken to the lighted area, and from lighted area it comes inside the slaughterhouse. Here's the lighted area. Okay, the animal comes to the lightage, and then after the lightage period is over, then it comes to the slaughterhouse where it is inspected and also inspected for anti-mortem and anti-mortem inspection. Then it is slaughtered in the slaughterhouse area. Okay, and then after that, post-mortem inspection is done, and then the slaughter is done, and then the slaughter is slaughtered. The you can see it is more clear. Now you can see how the animals enter. Then there is trippery and office room, trippery and a small slaughter area and inspection, and post-mortem inspection is done after the slaughter, and the trippery and offals are removed, and then after this it goes to the freezer. The meat goes to the freezer, and then after hanging for some time it is dispatched off. And this is the here are the office for the veterinarians and the workers, and the store, and there is changing room and showers and toilets. Okay, so this is the layout of a abattoir. The site of abattoir should be away from human dwelling, and there should be proper water supply, electricity supply, municipal sewage supply facility, and no waterlogging and free from flood. There should be cheap labor, and public transport system should be available, and good availability of raw material and free from pollution. Three types of site are there: urban site, nominated industrial site, rural site. And the construction of abattoir is, to make an abattoir you must have a license by the state animal husbandry board, and there should be approval for electricity, water supply, labor, and in appropriate of weight and measures, environmental impact and assessment from environmental ministry during construction operational phase, and there should be license from APIDA for export purpose. Facilities in abattoir: receiving area, adequate lightage, slaughterhouse, emergency slaughterhall, blood room, suspect meat room, condemned meat room, weighing cabin, and processing room. Here we have the edible offals room. You know that the offals are the trippery, gut, and offals, the organs which are not consumed. Okay, so they are the offals. Okay, so there are two types: edible offals and inedible offals. So after you empty the stomach and intestine, gut and tripe dressing room, hide room, storing room for horns, hooves, and bristles. There is an exclusive room for veterinarian, maintenance room, veterinary laboratory, cold storage room, first aid room, changing rooms, and toilet, canteen, dining room, bins, trolley washing room. Potable and non-potable water supply, red coating of pipes for non-potable water, no leakage and no drainage of blood to water. Proper storage and purification facilities, 15 psi pressure and hot water is used to clean the equipments at 82 degrees Celsius. And the first sorting area only, cattle is 272 liters, pigs is 450 to 4 liters, sheep and goat is 45 liters. Electricity, there is three-phase industrial supply by, and also generator should be there. Ventilation should be clean, and there should be screened opening and extractor and ventilators. Drainage slope area should be 1 is to 50, and below the rails slope 1 is to 20. So there should be one drain for every 40 square meter. And equipments, they should be non-rusted and wooden, proper lamination. Lightning, adequate natural and artificial lighting. So lighting should be this important part. There should be monochromatic. And in inspection area, it should be 540 lux at 50-foot candela. Working area 220 lux at 20-foot candela. Other areas it should be 110 lux at 10-foot candela, and this is important. Floor and wall finishes capable of easily cleaned and sanitized. Ceiling should be laminated, made up of non-slippery, non-absorbent, and non-toxic, no sharp corners, and aluminium sheet should be there, and walls of tiles should be stainless. Receiving area should be non-slippery, and separation of bullying and aggressive animals should be separated, and there should be sufficient time and no sudden movement. And it should be near the vehicle washing area. What is larynx? Larynx is an area to provide rest and accumulate the animals post slaughter, near to receiving area, proper ventilation and light supply, feeding of animals if kept for longer period, ad libitum water supply, prime importance to animals' natural behavior. So the stock density, what is the stock density? Cattle 2.3 meters square per animal, pig is 0.6 meters square per animal, and happy pig is more than 100 kg that weight, so it is 0.7 meters square per animal. So there are different dimensions for different animals. For sheep, it should be kept to 0.9 meter height, and cattle and sheep can be housed under one roof, but pigs they end up fighting. So don't house the pigs in one room, and pigs' pen should be long, narrow, and final water split. Slaughterhouse. Provision of stunning, slaughter and dressing. Open hall with general floor space. There are two types of system: booth floor system and overhead rail system. And the overhead rail system is divided into gravity rail system, intermittent power, continuous power, and can pack system. So first of all, what is gravity? In this, the carcass is moving through the gravity. From top to bottom, it goes through the gravity and stopped at particular point, and then again it is moving through gravity. Intermittent power system in which 10 to 75 cattle per hour is moving, and the carcass it carries and the power is supplied. Continuous power is the power does not have any stoppage and it is mechanically more complex. And here 40 to 120 cattle per hour are treated for slaughter. And Canpack system, it was started by Canada Packers. Carcass is suspended by runner 50 to 150 cattle per hour. And there is emergency slaughter for acute pain, fracture, acute tympanitis, dislocation, and chronic cases like Downer's cow syndrome, hip dislocation. Connected and nearer to suspect meat room by byproducts room. from animal welfare point of view. Chilling room. Immediately after slaughter to ante-room for 10 to 15 minutes to attain less than 7 degrees Celsius. अब इस chilling room में 7 डिग्री सेल्सियस से कम टेम्परेचर होना चाहिए, pH लेस देन 6 डिग्री सेल्सियस 6 होना चाहिए, pH लेस देन 6. और वॉल्स में टाइल्स नहीं होना चाहिए, लैमिनेटेड जीआई शीट्स होनी चाहिए, फ्लोर स्मूथ होनी चाहिए और टेम्परेचर 0 to 4 डिग्री सेल्सियस होना चाहिए. Retained meat room. So here's a photo of a slaughtered animal. This head has been decapitated. So it should be adjacent to slaughterhouse and detained room, and the condemned meat room should be in direct communication with detained byproducts room. Hide and skin room. Here, bleaching machine for removal of meat. Gut and tripe room, where the gut and tripes are removed. It should have big drums, rough surface, sodium carbonate, and it is cleaned by sodium carbonate and hot water for scalding of rumen. And there is transfer of stomach and intestine through paunch conveyor. Red office room, tongue, heart, masseter, muscle, liver, etc. is there. And edible fat room, by the, it controls the gut and tripe room fat. And an inedible room, where the inedible materials are kept, for example, hides and skin. Cutting room is the processing room or deboning room, where temperature should be 10 to 12 degrees Celsius and relative humidity should be 60 to 70%. Freezing room should have temperatures in the freezer of the abattoir, so its temperature should be the least, minus 30 to 34 degrees Celsius. It keeps the meat temperature at 18 degrees Celsius. Dispatch area maintain at 12 degrees Celsius. Docking system, the vehicle will come and remain in close contact with area's entrance. Dry goods storage, storage for packaging materials, tapes, chemicals, meat additives, and avoid pest infestation. Located away from slaughter hall and nearer to lairish, stomach and intestinal material are processed along with manure or separately. Impervious walls and appropriate drainage. Facilities for personnel, cloak, locker, laundry, communication, first aid, canteen and security arrangement. There is an exclusive veterinarian room and veterinarian's laboratory for various disease analysis and water analysis. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the slide. Uh, Thank you very much.